Hi, kids. Don't I look like I just finished a prison sentence? Any fucking way. What is it? UFC 244 is fucking tonight. Masvidal, I really feel like Masvidal's got that shit, hands down. Just because it's training on a whole nother fucking level. You know what I mean? Like, if you saw what he did to Ben Askren, and I like Askren. Askren is a great wrestler. I always favor wrestling welterweights. I thought he was gonna be kind of like a Matt Hughes-esque. Shout out to Matt Hughes, the greatest welterweights to ever fucking live. But no, it was a talk thing. Like, that's Masvidal made an excellent point about how fighters nowadays are using this whole social media bullshit of starting beef with people and shit to basically kind of formulate a persona, and that persona helps them win fights. It helps them sell shit. It helps, like, shit that has nothing to do with the actual fight game. So it's just kind of like watching somebody use a technique to just totally devastate somebody in technically 3 seconds, not 5. It was 3. He was knocked out in 3 seconds. But that kind, don't get me wrong, I love the Diaz brothers. It's funny, like Scarface, fuck the fucking Diaz brothers. Anyway, Nick Diaz was a great fighter. I loved watching him. Anybody pro-cannabis, plain and simple, I'm gonna support, period. It does not matter, like, what they're really doing, as long as they are pro-cannabis, because this country really needs to change as far as their perspective on that kind of. I hate to even get off on a political point, because everybody can see why that's all fucked up. When you look at the reasoning for cannabis being illegal in the United States, or really anywhere, it's just really kind of dicey. There isn't really any legitimate reason, especially when alcohol is legal. Alcohol has anyway, fuck all that political shit. But 244 is tonight. Joe Bob fucking Briggs is back. That's another thing. I just saw some internet. It's been months ago. I don't know how long ago that shit happened, but I don't have internet, so it's on Shudder or whatever. He's got Last Drive-In, which is essentially like his Monster Vision show. But I got a bunch of old Monster Vision shows on DVD from like VHS recordings that I love watching. And it's just crazy that here recently I find out that he is definitely still doing the same thing. But anyway, definitely got to do some kind of tribute to Joe Bob Briggs for that. This Joe Bob Briggs is hands down like one of those iconic TV guys. Like you grow up watching like a Casey Kasem of horror film or exploitation film. That's the best way to describe it. But anyway, he's been like a really big influence on me and like my whole get down. And I see now like a lot of my whole get down is that the whole exploitation drive-in film thing. Like that was my whole, I didn't see it when I was younger, like these were just movies that I watched. I didn't see that this was like a cultural thing. But anyway, Joe Bob Briggs is back. I'm gonna watch some kind of Joe Bob Briggs type stuff or something tonight, just because I can't see UFC 44. I'll just and then I don't really like watching pay-per-view events the night of. I used to do that back when I had internet, and it was kind of lame. Like, it was cool to see the event happen, but it was like, for what most UFC events are, it doesn't matter when you actually see it, It's almost better to see it for less than whatever the hell the pay-per-view costs. I'm just being honest. I'm American. I'm going to work on Saturday. Shout out to Wes Watson again, making me get my ass up on Saturday instead of sitting here costing myself money. You gotta go make money. Like, that's the thing. Things that are setting you back in life, you gotta limit. If not, completely snuff out. Like taking breaks. You can't. I see that now. Like, you cannot take breaks. Taking breaks makes you weak. It makes you, You know, taking a 2-day weekend even. The way you feel on Monday is like, I don't feel like doing anything. And that's how most people feel. And sometimes you go ahead and you get that Monday. So then you're coming back Tuesday really not wanting to do shit. So you can't, I mean, that's just the fact of life. Like, that's what we do. We work. And work is what you got to do to get by. I mean, much as I hate to say it, these people think having money is, no, having money is a fucking job. See, you gotta watch that money. You gotta constantly be making sure that your money's in place. Somebody's not fucking around with it. There has been somebody who got some kind of access to it. You know, that money becomes the 9 to 5 that you're doing now because you don't have that large amount of money. You know, there's no escaping it. It does not matter. Like, people don't think about that. They don't think about how, like, money does not clear up. All you can do is be happy. And one thing I've realized is, like, every weekend when I get to sit home and have, like, one of those double feature back-to-backs, like when I was a kid, just sitting down Saturday night at my grandma's house, being able to watch Monks Division, like, from 94 till probably, shit, I would think at least 2000. I even still watched when I was in high school. So he's had such I mean, as much as Tarantino really has, like, in all those movies, and watching directors' career basically from Genesis to now, and seeing the video store influence on those scripts, and having seen those video store movies, those, you know, Fred Williams, Jim Brown movies, Sonny Chiba, John Woo movies, just general exploitation film, you know, that kind of stuff, the beach shit, the Porkies, and the, what's another one that was really, I mean, there's a bunch of those kind, you know what I mean, USA Up All Night, that was another one too, you know, shout out to Gilbert and Rhonda. But, anyway, long story short, UFC 244, Masvidal is about to, I mean, I love Nate Diaz, like I said, I love Nick Diaz too. But for what Masvidal is on, it's something different. It's like that cat is not smoking blunts. I mean, keeping it real, he's not smoking no blunts before a match. You know, he's disciplined. That motherfucker is Frank Dukes. You know what I'm saying? He's about to commentate that bitch. But anyway, shout out to my dog Masvidal. You probably gonna get that. I love you, Nate Diaz, but shit, you up against Frank Dukes tonight, cuz you gonna need to be able to bust them bricks, whatever the hell. Like, I don't really think there was nobody in Bloodsport was fucking with him, to be honest with you. So good luck.